Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we are playing Pied Piper. And I don't have anything to go over before we get into it, so let's just go. Start off with the familiar. There was a Polly and also a mouse in the shop. And in general, I try and lock those shops with Piper because obviously it's easier to triple those. And they're pretty high value triples. But unfortunately, there was a free roll in the shop, so I figured getting the +1/+1 onto the Wizard's Familiar on turn 1 was just a little bit more important. Here we have a unicorn plus a shard. I'm tempted to just cycle out the Cindy here, and then buy the unicorn and shard it, but we end up cycling out the cut purse instead, and then we lock the Cindy as well as the mouse. I feel like Cindy probably has a lot less value on Piper, just because I think it's a little easier to find triples on Piper. Obviously, because we get offered guaranteed animals in the shop, and we get a pair here, just kind of as evidence of that. And then we get to pick up the mouse that we locked. So now we've got a pair of familiars, a decent sized Minotaur, and a mouse here. We win our first few combats, which is fantastic, and then we get some extra stats on this black cat, which is looking pretty tempting, since we do have the Minotaur. But I'm not entirely sure if we go for it. We are going to cast the spell just because it's free here, and then we're gonna take a roll. I'm not necessarily sure about taking the roll for the on the black cat there. Like, black cat is a pretty solid pickup, so maybe that was a mistake. But yeah, we triple our familiar here. We're gonna take a corrupted heartwood because we do have the Minotaur, so the Minotaur is still putting in work here. And also now we're gonna get to take a higher statted cut purse. It's not as good as the black cat though, so a little bit of regret there. Unfortunately, this Miri looks like they've taken a ton of econ, and an egg on their board gives them enough stats to kind of dominate us in that fight, which is unfortunate. We're going to get to pick up a Polly though, which is going to get the attack enhanced from the Heartwood as well as the Minotaur here. So 3/1 Polly is pretty good. A lot more likely to slay than a 1/1, of course. We're going to pick up a Mim there with our Forbidden Fruit, as well as a Donkey, hoping that Donkey spawns some more animals. Just because, I mean, obviously they get extra stats from both the Heartwood and the Minotaur. That is a golden pig over there though, and unfortunately we're not able to take it down. So they do get pig gold as well as deal golden damage to us. So we're down to 26. We won our first 3 fights, but yeah, 2 fights into level 3, we're already 14 HP down. So things kind of took kind of a nosedive right after we're out of level 2 here. I think we're gonna pick up this Princess Peep. Just because it's going to spawn 3 animals, and the 3 animals are, of course, going to have 2 extra power from the Heartwood as well as the Minotaur here, which, like, isn't, I mean, obviously it's not incredible. They do spawn in front of the Mim though, so they do get those extra stats, but it just isn't quite enough to deal with. I mean, Fallen Angel's really hard to beat in the early game anyways, so we do take another loss there, down to 21 on 4.0. Again, after winning our first 3 fights, it's pretty unfortunate. There's another Minotaur, but I don't think we care too much about that. Like, the 1 attack on our characters is nice, but we kind of need to do a little bit better than that if we're hoping to get back in this game and stabilize here. There's a Polly. We are going to take that though. The Polly, of course, the Polly triple again is very high value, because that can kind of get us out of trouble if we can get that slay and give us a big power spike. Pick up another Princess Peep, which is, I mean, we would like to be able to buy 4s here, but unfortunately we just didn't find any ones that seemed enticing. We get a fantastic Fireball there though, taking out both characters that were behind the stag. The Nutcracker here is gonna get 3 triggers from us, which is a little unfortunate, but we get out of there without losing HP, which is what we really care about. We take a pair of donkeys there for level 3 treasure potential. Also, we get to triple our mouse here finally, which choice between Gloves of Thieving, Forking Rod, and Krampus Slay. We don't feel strong enough for Krampus Slay, so we're gonna go with a Forking Rod because we have this golden familiar. And I think we're gonna pick up this vulture as well. I mean, of course, our whole front line is a bunch of animals, and we've got summons to boost it up with here. And also, I'm looking at selling a couple things to cast this spell just to get some Forking Rod value this turn. And like, we're going to be playing this Minotaur, so we might as well just throw +6/+6 onto it. Positioning gets a little bit weird here, probably incorrect. We do sell the golden mouse, even though it was bigger than one of the donkeys, but I didn't want to sell one of the pair. But we should have put one of the put the peeps in 4 and 5 instead of having the donkey in 5 here. So that was definitely a mistake. Just for board space issues, but fortunately for us, the board space issue doesn't actually come up, and yeah, we managed to get our full amount of summons, and our vulture, because we got all our summons, our vulture gets big enough to tie a fight there. So again, we escape without losing HP, which is very important, and we get a masquerade ball shop with our forking rod, and it is the worst possible masquerade ball shop you've ever seen on level 4. So that's pretty unfortunate. So basically, we could see a bunch of level 4s with our masquerade, our forked masquerade ball, but so we are just gonna pass that up and be a little bit salty about it. All right, we're gonna get a golden poly here. I could wait one more turn to try and get the golden level 6, but I figure it's worth just going for it right now. We're at 21, like we don't have a ton of HP. We can't really afford to be greedy with it. We just need to get our slave as soon as possible, as well as and then we can TLK whatever we get later on anyways. All right, we get a second vulture though, which is pretty good with our summons here. We're gonna throw our minotaur up front, which I mean, it is immediately going to go down and unfortunately not enhance any of our summons, but I think we needed to do that. We need to have the vultures in the back. I think even that +1 attack just definitely isn't as valuable as these large vultures. But the vulture is still not good enough to win the fight here, which is unfortunate. But we do get our poly slay, and it slays into a golden tweedle, which is a ton of stats. And yeah, we do get an improvement. We stay in animal summons here. We're gonna pick up a couple of baby bears, which are evil. So they are gonna get enhanced by the minotaur, which is still on our board for some reason. Just because we haven't found anything better, so yeah, it's still there. I mean, we could have just played one of the peeps instead of the minotaur, but the minotaur, like, it's got an okay stat line at 13.9, and it is enhancing the summons that we get up front by a fair amount. But I mean, three extra animal summons probably equals more stats. I just ended up playing the minotaur instead, which again might have been a mistake, but too late now anyways. So we're hoping for a TLK in the next couple shops here for this Tweedle. I mean, Tweedle, again, it's a ton of stats just by itself though. Like the second side is just so large, but hey, look at that. That's a TLK. And we TLK it into a golden pumpkin. And golden pumpkin is incredibly good here. Also, we get a 3 of swords out of our level 4 treasure, which we are just gonna slam here. That's gonna go great with our summons. And yeah, again, we should have this peep in 5 instead of this minotaur. So if I don't change that, that's a huge mistake. We're gonna lock for this. The spell just to get a couple health with our forking rod, and we're also gonna take the time flies as well as the Medusa here. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't put the peep in 5, which again, big mistake. I'm not really sure what I was thinking there. Maybe I was thinking the Minotaur does summon a black cat summon out of the pumpkin, but even then it's still not worth, or not better than the three animal summons from the peeps. But anyways, we find a triple for our baby bear. We get a summoning portal, and yeah, we're of course gonna just jam summoning portal, and we're gonna hold on to Heartwood for probably the rest of the game, just because I mean we're basically like evil summons with pumpkins, so yeah, we don't even really need a Bearstein, and with the summoning, the amount of stats that we're gonna get out of this summoning portal, like yeah, we're very well set up now. Alright, now I did get the peep into 5 there. I know it didn't look like it because I kind of cut away beforehand, but it was at the last second. So yeah, it took a little bit too long, but we did get there. And yeah, you can see just the size of these summons. Like it almost looks like we have a Bearstein on board just because of how many stats you get out of the pumpkin portal. And yeah, I think I've said it before, but yeah, pumpkin portal has to be like my favorite comp at this point. I feel like the Heartwood pumpkin portal even more so because we get to play so many more summons. Yeah, I'm just a huge fan. Hey, look at that. There's another Time Flies, which we are absolutely going to jam. And there's also a Wombats, which I'm going to jam as well. And then we get another health pot here, getting us back up to 17. So we're kind of climbing our health total little by little here. There's another baby bear, but I don't think we're going to lock it. I do like another... I wouldn't mind another baby bear, but I don't think it's good enough for me to lock. Right now I'm wrestling with the idea between Familiar and Peep. Familiar is very, very large, but Peep does have a bunch of summons, which adds to our summoning portal stats. So I'm not entirely sure on which is better there. Just because I think Peep is, like, in general probably not going to get the board space. Like, it's probably going to get attacked into, like, especially with our Time Flies. Yeah, and if we put Peep in 4, it would have gotten immediately attacked into. So I think it's better to just play the Familiar. I think it's just gonna be more effective overall. Alright, there's a lot of stats on that Robin Hood up front though, but we've got a whole board of pumpkin summons as well as a Peep summons to go with our summoning portal, and yeah, it takes a lot of hits, but we do knock them down. Also, I kind of missed it, but in the combat before this past combat, we did knock out top board from 20 to 0 with a golden pumpkin, so I figured that was worth mentioning. I didn't want to just gloss over that. So, but yeah, we pick up another Wombats and we pick up another pumpkin. So we're feeling very, very powerful here. We're gonna sell out of a pair and get a reckless wager going. I mean, I feel like we're pretty much guaranteed to win. I mean, just the amount of stats that we have, I feel like we're relatively unbeatable at this point. Although I guess that's could be famous last words, anyways. But yeah, we go for the reckless wager, just figuring that it's going to be 3 extra gold. We managed to take out their Romeo before their Juliet, which is fantastic. Like, I mean, we had them done with stats either way, but with that, I mean, that's just a great sequence for us, anyways. With the Cupid spawn out of our Wombats. And then we do just a cool 27 to them with our golden pumpkin. So, all right, and here we get a triple for our Wombats, and yeah, I think we can get out of this. We can get out of this 3 of Swords. The pumpkin or the summoning portal is just giving us definitely enough stats for us to just completely ignore that. And we pick up a Hand of Midas, and we pick up a Bearstein, and we make it golden. So now we've got golden Bearstein surrounded by 2 pumpkins here. And yeah, with all these evil summons, like the Bearstein plus the summoning portal stats is just gonna, it's about to pop off a little bit here. And yeah, this might be one of my favorite new comps. I know I said that last time, but I feel like with the Heartwood specifically, with the Bearstein and the pumpkins, I just feel like it all just works so well in concert, and yeah, it's really just a lot of fun to put together here and see all these numbers pop up with these summons. All right, unfortunately, our board is too strong, and our pumpkin only has 2 free spots on the board there. So we don't get a ton of summons out of that first pumpkin, but the second pumpkin fortunately doesn't die when it attacks in. So we've still got that waiting there. Also, we get a Lordy out of our enormous golden Wombats. And yeah, the Lordy stands tall there. We don't necessarily need any more scam pieces. We can get there just on stats. Also, it is like a little bit funny that we're fighting Geppetto with a board that Geppetto would be absolutely jealous of. Okay, we're gonna take another baby bear. We're not gonna take another Bearstein. We definitely don't need another Bearstein. We don't have the board space for it. We want to fill our board with summons. Just having one sort of like Lord unit, I think is plenty. Alright, and there's another baby bear in our animal slot, which we're going to take, and we're just going to cut Medusa, because again, we don't need to scam. We just have so many stats here, with the triple baby bears, plus our time flies, plus the wombats, and the double pumpkins. Yeah, we're feeling incredibly strong. They have basically the same board as us, but just I feel like a few degrees worse, unfortunately for them. That's a very large wombats though. And it does summon an animal, which makes a very large zebracorn there. But again, I mean, just our frontline stats or summons alone are enough to take out their entire Frontline plus their pumpkin. And there goes their Bearstein. There goes our Bearstein as well, though, but we still have our golden pumpkin waiting. But it's not going to matter, as we are going to be able to take out the rest of their board without even popping our golden pumpkin and take down the win here. So yeah, again, this comp's just a ton of fun. Maybe my favorite comp that I've played in quite a while. Just the way the synergies work with all these summons. Like, this is just like a really great showcase for just how good the new summoning portal is. And yeah, again, this was a ton of fun. And I hope to assemble this again sometime soon. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Please listen to Carol there, whose chat message is on screen. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Leaving a like lets YouTube know that it should recommend my content to more people, and I would very, very much appreciate that. But yeah, we played this live on stream. You can follow my Twitch. It'll be in the link in the description as well as in the pinned comment. I would very much love to see you over there. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.